Hello everyone, welcome back to Roll. Still no update yet, which is totally fine, it wasn't expected yet, I'm just letting you guys know the status quo. So, I still want to try and break the system. So we're going to need all the breeding stuff, all the cloning stuff, locks, keys, all of that stuff. I want to see thousands upon thousands of dice. And what I might do this time is try and prioritize cloning of keys and shop refresh adders. Why did I put that there? Ugh. That's not where that goes. Right, so I'm going to build a couple of 97s for funding purposes. And then we will see what we can do with however many rolls we have left. Yesterday we had very few rolls left by the time we got to actually shopping for what we wanted. We were like down almost on 1900, less than 1900. Normally I would expect to be a little bit higher than that, so we'll see how that goes today, but I will jump cut right back to when we have those. Alright, 1975 rolls left, and our pair of 97s, of course 97 being the largest prime number, which is good for developing scoring in the kind of the late part of the early game and the middle game. So we buy our shop upgrade, and then when we refresh we get the second row of stuff. I'm actually going to just jump straight to the next tier of shop. There's not much reason for stopping at the second tier as we move to the third. Refresh that as well. Right, immediately we have a 3x and a 6 times reroller, so we're going to pick those up for our center die, get our scoring going a little bit bigger for our shopping, and that's how quickly we got to 2,500, so we can probably get to 5,000 pretty quickly, especially if we pop that on there. So that is our first die adder. Replaces a die face of your choice with a die adder face. Every 50 times this face is rolled, it will add a new standard die. So the question then becomes, do we put it on the die that's already re-rolling once, or a fresh die? And I'm going to opt for a fresh die just for ease of cloning later. We could buy these, but I think they're more unnecessary than necessary at this stage. I will take a 4x for the other 97. Then, is there anything else I really want at this tier of shop? I can't think of anything specific. I'll pick up another 6 times reroller for that left side. And we'll just give it a cursory look over for anything else. There's a die booster adder. Replaces a die face of your choice with a die booster adder. Every 150 times this face is rolled, it adds a new die with faces, die quantity 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, and a die adder. So it adds dice every 150 rolls, and those dice can add dice every 50 rolls if the die plus adder is selected. So we'll rinse our way up to that. Stick that over here. Then we could lock it now. I don't know if that's a bit premature. I think this tier of shop, no, it might be probably the next tier of shop. I'm thinking about shop re-rollers and that stuff. So I'm going to hold off on this 500 lock for a minute. Let's upgrade again. There's another dice. Right. Obviously the no 99's 200% bonus is really good, but the more stuff we buy right now, the more expensive stuff we'll get. So holding off on some of the passives is going to be slightly advantageous. I will now take a 6x3 reroller for the dice that we intend to clone that is creating more dice. I want that making as many dice as possible, as fast as possible, so having it roll in triplicate when it's not locked for the moment will be good for us. We could glue one of the faces down, but I think right now we're fine. And what I will also do, I might have missed one of these earlier. There's our first created die. It's going to be a bit expensive, but we'll get there. I'm going to set all die faces here in the center to 97. That will increase our earnings considerably. And I still just want to fill up that left, that left die to be cloned. I want to fill it with really good stuff. Die Breeder Adder. Replaces a die face of your choice with a Die Breeder Adder. Every 200 times this face is rolled, it adds a new dice with face Die Adder. So, we definitely want that. Unfortunately, we don't really have many ways to increase our earnings on this particular roll. I'll take a 5x for another of our 97s. Then we'll roll up 90k for that. Hopefully not too many rolls. Quite a considerable number of rolls, I concede. Then I'll take a 300 lock, and we'll lock that guy. Then I think we'll upgrade again. And now we can start looking for all the stuff that we really want. Obviously the passive dice is going to be incredibly important. I don't think there's anything we want to move or set currently. Adding a copy of something is just going to be far too expensive currently. No weights, triple rerolls is like incredibly valuable because that will mean our locked die will pay out, or will unlock faster because it has triple rerolls on it. So I'm going to take this 10x. I'm hoping this will accelerate our ability to get to 366,000 a bit because we haven't picked up any other scoring passives, which is a bit rough. But triple rerolls will be incredibly valuable. What did I say? It was like 300,000? We should get our lock unlocked by then. There it is. 366,000. Probably could have picked up a few scoring passives sooner than this. Right, we want to move. Let's have a look. We want to move this onto here. We'll take a no weights 100% bonus. There's another die adder. I'm actually going to stick it up here because what I'd like to do is get a key for that last die. I'm also going to move something very quickly. I'm going to swap this guy to here so that we have a better lock target in the future. There's dice, dice, dice. So every time we make a die now in any way, we will add an additional die. Die breeder. 500k. Then 10x is nice, but we need locks and keys and stuff. We haven't seen a single shopping reroll face yet. Right. We're going to take that to there. I'm going to move this to here. If we load this up with locks, keys primarily. Not that we've seen locks or keys yet. We had like one lock. We already have triple rerolls. Die add a face goes there. There's another die breeder. 1.5 million. The lack of lock and key luck is unreal. Also, shop refresh faces we haven't seen any of yet. There's a key. Dude, we're making dice at a good clip. Right, the first key is going to go here. Then the next key will go on the next thing we try and lock and change. What I need is numbers less than 13 get bonuses or something. Because we haven't really picked up any score passives up to this point either. There's a lock. So our ideal target, I think, is this guy, because this one's got the breeder adders on it. These guys just make dice. These guys make dice that make dice. Increasing our scoring potential a little bit with those passives. Add half die quantity should be huge for us, given that we have so many dice. And is there anything we want to swap? Well, our lock is already unlocked. I would still love another key. There's a shop refresh adder. Feels a bit late, really. But I will take it. And if we're going to clone this guy, I'll stick it down here. That's our primary lock choice, but I want another key as soon as possible. Die booster adder. Makes dice that makes dice. So if we've got like a diamond shape going on, we then want this guy to be our next main key, so we want to build underneath it. Yahtzee bonuses for 500% might work out for us, given that we have so many other dice that are always going to be rolling Yahtzees. Yeah, that gives us a good chunk of extra score. Obviously everything then gets really expensive, but it has to at some point. So now it's just the problem of the lack of locking keys. No weights 200% bonus is pretty good. That will keep us funded for a while. Top 3. Don't think actually works out that well for us. The lack of locking keys is brutal, he says as he gets another key, finally. So the plan is, stick that. On here, on one of the most basic faces. Then as soon as we get a lock, we are going to lock that die in particular. And I will actually cull that from that as well. We're going to lock that specific die in particular as soon as we get a chance to. And then with that, we will be able to clone the key. Unfortunately, it all comes just a bit late with only 380 rolls remaining. Passive Hunter is very welcome. We already have Dice, 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 of course. But the extra rerolls are going to be very handy. There's another key. Very expensive. How many dice are we looking at now? 521 dice. Key goes here. Then we're really just looking for locks. No 99s, 100%. 2 billion. How hard is it to get to 2 billion? Pretty tough. Locks. Another, add previous rolls to rerolls for another 2 billion. What I will do is glue this key down. But the lack of locks is unbelievable. I'll get BOGO. Die booster adder for free. Die breeder adder. Is that 10 billion? It is. That's so much. 2 more keys. There's a lock finally. So the plan was to lock this guy, which is then going to make more keys that we can then use to make stuff unlock faster. But, of course, we don't have the locks to fund that kind of thing. So I don't think we need to buy more keys at this point, especially lacking locks to do anything in the center with. And our rerolls have gotten incredibly expensive. This is 11 billion. This is only 6 billion, so this is a cheaper 2 rerolls for a passive that I don't think breaks anything. Hey, look at that. We needed that. So we're going to lock this guy again. Should have really been looking for the ability to move stuff, but I was not really paying enough attention. There's the shop hiding over in the left. We've zoomed out enough for that. So with you locked, our next choice of face, probably this guy, because you've got the 150 maker. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of late game min-maxing I could have done and haven't done. An extra 1000% for Yahtzees will be huge gains. Of course, we now have shop refresh adders all over the board for the ones that we've cloned. So we should be making a lot more words. Should be making a lot more shop refreshes for free, which is nice. But that looks like it's going to be all she wrote. Only 140 rolls left. How are we doing for dice at the moment? Let's have a butcher's. 810. Disappointing. But there is a lock. And we will lock our favorite one, which is this guy, even though we're not harvesting the keys as we intended. We will take it. What we could do, if we find one of the ones we extra created in this sea of dice, it's going to be one with a key on it. There you go. If we move that to here or here, or here, then we've got more keys interacting with one another. which we're going to need if we're going to get any more locks to pop with 100 rolls remaining. But it looks like it's not going to happen. With only 95 rolls remaining. Even if we picked up a bunch of locks right now. I think we have to concede defeat once again. Just past 900 dice. Run multiplier would be funny just because most everything would multiply by 6 because with this many dice, you're basically guaranteed to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the last 53 rolls coming. There's a lock. It's late, but I'm still going to invest. That's going to be on this guy. Surrounded by 3 keys currently. Yeah, building a die with a key on it. And then migrating all of those die with keys on next to each other means that you can just start locking stuff in a grid. Which will be ideal if we can get more locks with more rolls left. Because then you can just start expanding your grid of locks on alternating segments. Alternating dice in a chessboard pattern. Of course, getting dice when we did has seen our growth basically double, which is what you'd expect when you get a free die for every die you add. Into our last dozen or so rolls. Let's find a multiplier. 1,162 dice. Don't think we can unlock a dice in so few rolls, but we can certainly try. Oh well, if we lock 2 of these, I don't think we want to lock 2 of the keys because we want these 3 keys impacting this guy, so we'll just lock that one as well. And in fact, we can move. If we can find one. We can move this key. To here, then this will have 3 and that will have 3. And again, I probably should have considered min-maxing gluing down the key faces on those dice. Oh, you're really too late now, locks. 3 in the last 10 rolls is just cruel. And so we end on 1,206 dice plus an extra 4. So another really good shot, but just the RNG isn't giving me quite what I want when I want it, which is always the toughest part of making any plan come together. In any case, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're not too bored by me trying to get this goal in before the new update comes, but once that new update comes, we should have lots of fun and exciting stuff to explore. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like down below. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations for runs, you can put them in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.